Hello and welcome to Tathastu ICS. The topic for today is the Resolve Tibet Act. What is this act all about? What are the key provisions? What would be the possible implications? And what is India's stance on this act? We'll be studying this today. So, what happened? Recently, the US Congress on 12th of June 2024, they passed a bill. That is the Resolve Tibet Bill or the Resolve Tibet Act. Now, this act is calling for a peaceful resolution of over the dispute of Tibet, right? The Tibet which the China refers as the Xinjiang. Now, what all are the other provisions for in this act? First of all, it will be countering the Chinese narrative over Tibet region. China claim karta hai that historically Tibet has been its part. So it will counter all this information which China is spreading there. Then it will also promote dialogue between the Chinese government and the Tibetan representatives. The Tibetan government running in exile, headed by the Dalai Lama, who is the 14th spiritual leader of the Tibetans. Right? It will be advocating the human rights. It will be advocating for the political autonomy for the Tibetan people. They've been fighting for it since 1959. So this act is talking all about this, and that too a dialogue without any preconditions. And this is not the first time. ऐसा नहीं है that US ने पहली बार कोई legislation enact करा है for the Tibet region. It has already enacted 2 acts that are the TPA. That was done in 2002. That is the Tibetan Policy Act. Then the TPSA, which is the Tibetan Policy and Support Act 2020. So these were the 2 laws already enacted for this Tibet region. अब एक third legislation आ गया है, which is a bolder version of the other 2, the Resolve Tibet Act. So ऐसा क्या है Tibet में that US is interfering in another country's matter? Why is Tibet so important? Why US has brought this on the geopolitical radar again? Tibet, that's Xinjiang. What is this dispute all about? First of all, it has a very significant position. Tibet lies at a very strategic location. It sits in the Himalayas. Now, having a control over the Himalayas, you have a military advantage, right? Control over Tibet means you are sitting at a military advantage. You can have a look over your neighbors. India is the first neighbor around this Tibetan autonomous region. Then Tibet is considered as the water tower of Asia, the headwaters of the major rivers, the Mekong, Yangtze, Brahmaputra. So all these rivers are originating from this region, right? So having a control over Tibet means you are having control over the vital water resources, right? You have a very strong position there. Then natural resources, gold, lithium, copper, what not is present in Tibet, right? So this region is economically also very important. Then there's cultural and historical significance. It is the site of the Tibetan Buddhism, right? It is a part of the Mahayana Buddhism. There are monasteries and pilgrimage sites. Sera Monastery is very famous. Then we have the Potala Palace. So these are sites of historical significance. So this is the significance of Tibet, why it is so important. Then what happened? In 1959, the Dalai Lama and 80,000 Tibetans fled from China, and they were provided asylum by India. Right? Since then, they have been running the government in exile. That is, their permanent seat is now in Dharamshala, that's in Himachal Pradesh. But this government is not recognized by China. It is not recognized by China, although there are few countries which do recognize it. Then, what are the disputed regions of this Tibet? So this is the Tibet Autonomous Region. This is Tibet. It also includes 4 other provinces, which are Gansu, Qinghai, Sichuan and Yunnan. So this is the disputed region. This is Qinghai, this is Sichuan here, and this is Yunnan here, right? So Tibetan Autonomous Region along with the 4 provinces, this is the disputed region. Now what is the US intention behind it? क्यों US interfere कर रहा है? Of course, first of all, US has been an advocate for human rights violation and religious freedom, right? So it is advocating that. Then it is asking for Tibet's autonomy. Autonomy का मतलब क्या होता है? Autonomy का मतलब होता है having power on at least local matters, to govern itself, local matters, right? Political independence will come to know. Political independence is something different. Autonomy is basically when you are asking for power within the country's framework. Political independence क्या होता है? जब आप एक separate nation ही बनाने की बात कर रहे होते हो. Then this act also has financial implications. यहाँ पर US will be funding. It will be funding the NGOs in Tibet to promote sustainable economic development, education, improving the environment of Tibet, opening of establishment of a US consulate in Lhasa, and countering the disinformation. I started with the same thing. It is trying to counter the disinformation which China has spread about Tibet. China, what does it want? China wants to Sinicize the Tibet region. Sinicize का मतलब क्या होता है? To make everything Chinese, right? They want to assimilate their culture, their tradition, their religion into the dominant Han Chinese form. वो उस form में उसको assimilate करना चाहते हैं, Sinicize करना चाहते हैं. Then I told you why is Tibet significant for us. So first of all, we'll see this is Dalai Lama here. Now this is former US Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Then we have Michael McClellan also. He is also a lawmaker of US. So there are others also, need not to remember. So why US is Tibet so significant for the US? First of all, this is not the first time that it has done here. It has already been doing the same thing in Taiwan. First, Tibet and Taiwan, both, they have strategic locations. दोनों बहुत strategic locations पर located है. Tibet in the Himalayas and Taiwan is the island, right? It is surrounded by the trade lanes, right? हमारे जो main trade routes है, they are around Taiwan. So they both hold strategic position. So geopolitically, China क्या चाहता है? Control करना चाहता है. US क्या चाहता है? China को regulate करना चाहता है इस area में. Then second thing is first is the strategic location. Second is advocating human rights, right? US has been an advocate for human rights. So in दोनों areas में there have been concerns raised for human right violations. Political freedom नहीं है, political autonomy नहीं है. So उनका as an advocate, US is always there. So it is advocating these two concerns here. So that's why it's interfering in this region. Now, what is India's stance on the Tibet issue? India, right? We have recognized the Chinese sovereignty. Since the ancient times, India shares border with the Tibetan Autonomous Region. Also, जो हमारी 3,500 और से 400 किलोमीटर approximate LAC है, line of actual control, that lies with this region, right? And not with the rest of the China. So we've been sharing the border with the Tibetan Autonomous Region. Then 1914 में आता है हमारा शिमला अग्रीमेंट. ठीक है, शिमला अग्रीमेंट हमारा ब्रिटिश इंडिया, चाइनीज representatives and Tibetan representatives के बीच में that was signed. Then in 1950 what happened? China took the control, accessed the Tibetan region. Then after that in 1954 we had the Panchsheel Agreement. The the Indo-China Agreement or the Panchsheel Agreement signed by our former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Zhou Enlai from the Chinese side. So Panchsheel agreement हमारा 1954 में sign हुआ, and since then we acknowledge the sovereignty of China over Tibet. But along with that, we provided asylum in 1959 to the Dalai Lama when he fled along with 80,000 Tibetans from China to India. Right? After the failed uprising in 1959, Dalai Lama came to India. We provided them support. Since then, they are staying here, running the government in exile. So, even after providing recognition of Chinese sovereignty, India is supporting the Tibetans in exile. Then, it is a strategic nuance similar to China's Kashmir policy. China हमेशा से चाइना जो है सपोर्ट करता रहा पाकिस्तान को वेरियस इश्यूज पे, बट इट हैज नॉट ऑफिशियली challenged or officially contested something on Kashmir, right? So India is doing the same. India is not officially challenging China on the Tibet issue, although we are providing asylum support to the Tibetans, right? Then response to Chinese actions in Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh where recurrently we have seen claims from China that it is our part. This region belongs to us. It is the southern Tibet. They call it Arunachal Pradesh को southern Tibet बोलते हैं. So China अभी recently हुआ ये कि they renamed 30 locations in Arunachal Pradesh from the Chinese. What did India do in counter? India ने response में 30 locations of Tibet को rename कर दिया. This happened recently in June. Then the evolving diplomatic stance. What will be India's evolving diplomatic stance? India will have to acknowledge, it will have to make a balance, right? But we cannot challenge China very boldly, right? Because we already have so many issues going on with China. First of all, we have the border issues, right? China is a very strong country. Economically, militarily also it is strong. Neither India's policy is like that, right? We always try to do things peacefully. हम शांति से चीज़ों को सॉर्ट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो इंडिया यहाँ पर भी एक बैलेंस मेंटेन करने की कोशिश कर रहा है और करेगा भी. So although we know we have ongoing border disputes with China, we have in the western sector we have issues, in the middle sector we have issues, in the eastern sector we have issues. अक्साई चीन, डोकलाम, सिलीगुड़ी कॉरिडोर, ये सब हमें पता है, ठीक है. तो कॉन्टिन्यूसली हमारा यहाँ पर उनके साथ टसल चलता रहता है. देन कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट थिंग is but we have seen also the principles of Panchsheel. India still believes in the principles of Panchsheel. That are what are the 5 principles of coexistence. What is that? Mutual respect for sovereignty and integrity of a country, mutual non-aggression, non-interference in the internal matters, right? Equality and mutual benefit, peaceful coexistence. So India will India के international relations में still it holds importance. The Panchsheel principles till today they are holding importance. So we'll try to make a balance with China. Then coming to the next thing. Yeah, this is a mains practice question. We'll discuss it also. Yeah, what are the implications of the Resolve Tibet Act for India's regional influence and security in the Indo-Pacific region? So you have to try this question, you have to write it. I'll provide you a gist, I'll give you some hints how you can attempt this question. So number 1 is, first of all, India will try to do the balancing. अब ये जब एक्ट पास होता है, रिजॉल्व टिबेट एक्ट पास होता है, तो इससे क्या होगा? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इंडिया, चाइना एंड यूएस relations will have some tensions. They will have some tensions, right? Of course, there will be a tussle, right? Because what is US doing? It's trying to poke China on the Indian soil. So India के relations में भी थोड़ा सा there can be a dynamic shift. But we can say India and US relations proximity is increasing. It might increase, right? Then second चीज is India has to act very cautiously. We need to understand our strategic interest. We need to understand that we have ongoing border disputes with China. So we'll play very safe. We'll go very safely. We'll navigate through our strategic interest and we'll sail out. Then for the regional influence, if we talk, अगर हम regional influence की बात करते हैं तो हो सकता है that जो हमारे regional players हैं, they might have some concerns over India's growing proximity with the US. Then Indo-Pacific region, अगर Indo-Pacific region की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो Indo-Pacific region is very important. Why? It is the economic powerhouse of the world. Why? Almost all are trade routes. Trade routes, example Strait of Malacca. ठीक है? Then we have the countries like China, India, Japan, Australia, growing economies. They all lie in this Indo-Pacific region. We have the major trade routes going on from this region. So this region holds a lot of importance. Now we know that China, हमेशा से ही, it is causing some issues, some problem in this Indo-Pacific region also. It is showing its aggressiveness in this region also. We know its aggressiveness in the South China Sea. What is it doing? Right? It has caused problem with Vietnam also. So ये वहाँ पर अगर, so we might see implications of this of China. It might take retaliatory measures in this region also. Right? It is growing militarily also in this region. So this will be the implications in the Indo-Pacific region, right? So you can try to attempt this question. Also, I would like to say one thing, that India, we had our former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, once she said in her maiden speech that only with coexistence there can be existence, right? For India, non-intervention and non-aggression are very important laws for the international relations. So this is very important thing to understand, that India will never non-interfere, non-intervene, right, in other countries' matters. It will try to follow the principles of Panchsheel. So you can try to attempt these questions. Also, we can see that from India's perspective, we do see some alignment towards this act. Now in two ways we can see this alignment. One is, number one, support to the Dalai Lama and his representatives. So after the US delegation met him, they also met our Honorable Prime Minister. So we do see that there is some alignment towards this act from India's side. Then also peaceful resolution. Peaceful resolution. देखो ये एक्ट क्या बात कर रहा है, ये एक्ट सिर्फ यही तो बोल रहा है दैट पीसफुली आप लोग इस डिस्प्यूट को रिजॉल्व कर लो, है ना, चीज़ों को क्लियर कर लो, वहाँ के लोगों को ऑटोनॉमी मिल जाए, टिबेटियंस को ऑटोनॉमी मिल जाए, ह्यूमन राइट्स की बात कर रहा है. तो इंडिया हमेशा से ही, इंडिया हैज़ अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ एडवोकेटिंग फॉर पीसफुल रेजोल्यूशंस फॉर इंटरनेशनल डिस्प्यूट्स, राइट. So this is all about the Resolve Tibet Act. This was the India's part of alignment. US को हमने देखा, it is basically using it as a tool to counter, to basically regulate its relations with China. ठीक है, वो उसको ये चाह रहा है कि चाइना थोड़ा कंट्रोल में रहे, ज़्यादा डोमिनेंट ना हो. So let's see how things goes. So just try to attempt this question, and you have to attempt it in 250 words, right? So that's all for today. Thank you so much. Keep learning, keep sharing.